know what this is going to mean for any of us.
After Elizabeth talks to Willow, she will want nothing to do with Rick.
Have you heard from my dad?
The only person calling the shots is Drew.
I'm not going to take no for an answer.
Willow is not the victim. She's the puppet master, and it's time someone said it. In the latest labyrinthine mess that is General Hospital, the writers appear to have thrown darts at a storyboard soaked in soap cliches and melodramatic mayhem. Between half-hearted returns, identity swaps, and yet another round of Who Shot Drew, the only consistent thread is the character's astonishing lack of self-awareness. Let's begin with Willow, resident victim, manipulator, and serial heartstring yanker. She continues to trail behind Drew like a loyal Labrador, despite the small inconveniences of him betraying her, wrecking her family, and sleeping with her mother. But never mind that. Willow has bigger plans. She's weaponizing her alleged helplessness, wrapping Chase and Drew around her fingers with equal precision. The obvious twist? She's playing Drew like a fiddle while still stirring Chase's long-dormant hero complex. And yes, Chase, ever the shining knight in police-issue armor, is poised to accidentally fall into bed with her, regardless of his apparent infertility. Because, of course, he believes he's sterile, which sets up the perfect soap scenario. A pregnancy scandal no one sees coming, except literally everyone watching. Meanwhile, Brooklyn remains blissfully unaware that her husband is emotionally checked out of their marriage. She's too busy bonding with Dante and fantasizing about domestic bliss, maybe even a shared pregnancy. Because why not? If Willow's going to hijack Chase, Brooklyn deserves her own rebound narrative. Perhaps with Dante, because Lulu's still in a coma, and in Soapland, comas are just slow divorces. Then there's Britt, whose return was teased as a bombshell and delivered as a damp firecracker. Her scenes with Liesel are supposed to be emotionally raw, and they are, in the way a chainsaw is raw. Loud, painful, and deeply disorienting, Liesel, in full-blown rage mode, tears into Britt with all the subtlety of a runaway train. It's tragic, yes, but also so over the top it borders on parody. Britt declares herself half Faison, half Liesel. How poetic. Depending on the lighting, she's a villain or a victim, but never anything in between. Of course, this being GH, no character is allowed to simply be back from the dead without a memory transfer conspiracy attached. Enter the theory. This Britt isn't Britt at all, but a twin with transplanted memories, possibly thanks to Peter Faison's handiwork. Because what's a soap without the occasional clone or imposter? It would explain the uneven emotional beats and, conveniently, the mysteriously vanished Huntington's disease. Jason remains General Hospital's perennial Boy Scout, still juggling his promises like flaming swords. He's sworn loyalty to Jocelyn, but that won't last. Once Carly uncovers what he's been hiding, because Jason hides everything, she'll demand his full allegiance. And he'll give it, of course. Goodbye, Britt. Hello, reruns of the Carly-Jason Codependency Hour. Carly, for her part, is back in the mob's orbit, despite insisting she wanted nothing to do with Sonny's world. It's cute, really, like watching someone insist they're on a diet while housing a sheet cake. She's knee-deep in drama, obsessing over Brennan, and likely plotting his demise. Jocelyn and Vaughn's clandestine romance will only add more fuel to Carly's eternal bonfire of righteous indignation. And then we have Marco and Sidwell, father and son, criminal and pawn, a morality play wrapped in lawyer-client violations and whispered threats. Sidwell, whose hobbies apparently include murder and monologues, has firmly confirmed his role as a villain, killing judges, threatening his own child, and possibly even orchestrating Natalia's death. Marco's big revelation? Daddy's not a great guy. Groundbreaking. Marco, once touted as a principled attorney, is now elbow-deep in his father's crimes, blithely violating attorney-client privilege and betraying Michael. Lucas, ever the unlucky in love, seems poised to discover, yet again, that his latest romantic interest is just another liar in nice shoes. If Marco has a redemption arc, it better come fast, or he'll be taking up residence in Sonny's crosshairs. Meanwhile, Drew, walking plot device and part-time villain, continues his crusade to frame Michael. Because in GH logic, nothing helps your custody battle like blackmail and attempted murder. If he's not already responsible for the shooting that started this domino effect, he'll no doubt end up exploiting it with sociopathic precision. The Willow Chase Drew triangle, square, rhombus, will only get messier when the inevitable pregnancy is pinned on Drew to protect Willow's secret fling. And because Chase has the observational skills of a potato, he'll believe her. Again. Then there's the extended cast of characters awkwardly orbiting the core chaos. Christina's shirt makes an unholy return. Brooke Lynn might be next in line for a soap standard surprise pregnancy. Lulu will rise like Lazarus just in time to sleep with Drew, because everyone sleeps with Drew. Nina and Willow clash in what should be cathartic, but lands more like a therapy session gone off the rails. Nina finally tells Willow what she needs to hear, but Willow, predictably, doesn't listen. And poor James. A nightmare sends him straight into Cody's arms, and suddenly, Cody is father material. Which is great, because we definitely need more romanticization of emotionally available criminals on this show. Let's not forget the metadrama. Viewers rage as news reports preempt the show. Again, GH fans, some of the most devout in daytime television, continue to battle the cruel scheduling gods who insist on airing breaking news at the exact moment Britt and Jason finally reunite. As for the writers, they seem to be juggling 3 plot lines too many. Outback the dog has apparently absorbed radioactive powers from Dalton's experiments. Yes, seriously. Meanwhile, Professor Dalton has fled into comic book villain territory, and Christina is now the type of person who ties up Rick and casually admits it to Molly. Nothing says family values like felony kidnapping. So, where does this all leave us? Probably waiting for the next big twist. Sidwell murdering Marco, or Marco turning on his father, or Marco realizing too late that his moral compass was pawned somewhere between lies and leverage. Either way, if Selena Wu isn't already plotting Sidwell's downfall, she's missing a golden opportunity. General Hospital has always embraced the absurd, but the current landscape feels particularly chaotic. Characters twist into unrecognizable shapes. Long-lost secrets bubble up weekly. Everyone is either blackmailing someone, sleeping with the wrong person, or dying, and often all 3 by Friday. Still, through all the plot holes, soap tropes, and rewrites, one thing remains certain. No one stays dead, no one tells the truth, and absolutely no one, under any circumstance, uses a condom. Stay tuned. The next week promises even more lies, betrayals, and miraculous conceptions. Or, as General Hospital calls it, Monday.